So today I was able to see Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves fan event. Now, with this film, is it as good as what everyone is saying, or does it falter in the line of World of Warcraft? Or did I find it as a gem? Honestly, let's go ahead and discuss it and what I thought about it.
Hello there, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and children.
With a lot of films that are adapted from board games as well as video games, they usually are a hit or a miss. They can either be a gem like Sonic, or they can falter in the line of not that great, and that's World of Warcraft. Of course, Dungeons and Dragons is based on a game done by Hasbro, and it's a role playing game. I've played a little bit throughout high school. I really want to get back into it, but unfortunately don't have enough time. So this is what I have in the time being: is Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves, which stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justin Smith, Renee Jean Page. Then you do have Sophia Hills, and if you don't know who that is, she played Beverly in the movie It. Then, of course, Hugh Grant as well. Now, it is very much an all star cast, and honestly, it doesn't falter in that sense. Everybody does a bang up job. Also, with this film, yeah, the story is very predictable in the sense of it's exactly given us what we know already from the stories that Hollywood has provided. Of course, Chris Pine escapes from jail and then finds out that the friend actually betrayed him. And now it's a story about how to get his daughter back, which doesn't really showcase in the trailer, but it's very much of that cookie cutter setup. What I will say is, as far as the delivery goes, this movie doesn't take itself seriously. Don't get me wrong, there are serious moments within the film, especially the last bit of it, which I was not expecting. I was not expecting a heartfelt moment in this film because what the movie was giving us prior to that was just not that. We knew where it was going, what Chris Pine's main ambition was, and he was able to achieve it, but not in a way that we thought he was going to achieve it. And honestly, I really like that about the film because it brings forth more character development within him as well as the little girl who plays his daughter. Other than that, though, there are very much character developments within the film that does really well for the short time frame that it's at. When we do see a little introduction to Michelle Rodriguez and Chris Pine's character, it is a little bit of a blast from the past sequences, but they made it so that it's entertaining. And that's great because it made the flick entertaining and you don't feel like it's going to be either dragging or there was no need for it. It honestly felt like getting a flashback sequence, it was made for that because it sets up how this film is actually going to be. Now, there are two flashback sequences, one being of which how you see the villain become who they are, which is perfectly fine. Every movie usually does have that. There are a lot of fan favorite character Easter eggs. Not only Easter eggs for the characters, but they also make it known that it's role playing. They use a word role playing in there, or player in there, or a lot of the names or styles that you would have while playing a D&D game. Honestly, I love that. I love the fact that this can honestly be set up to be a successful sequel, but also be a genre all on its own. This is very much a fun filled film that I would recommend to anybody to go see in the theater. And it's a side of many of these actors that we have never seen before. Yes, we get the comic sense of Justin Smith that we've seen before in the past with him. Maybe a little bit with Chris Pine, but more of a goofiness with Chris Pine that we've never seen that I absolutely loved. And I know a lot of individuals will love too. Michelle Rodriguez, kind of similar the same way. She always plays like a badass character. But in this film, she is a badass, yes. But there are humor elements to her character and a kind of a strength that we see from Michelle Rodriguez that we don't really see that often. And that's what I love. And let's face it, Sophia Lillis also, again, played Beverly in it. We get to see a side of her acting that we haven't really seen. And it's great. So I would honestly recommend it. See it in the big screen because not only yourself, but your friends, family members, and kids are going to love it because it's a fun filled film. It is an absolute gem that I would honestly recommend seeing. But if you have seen it, let us know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as follow us on all social platforms. And we'll see you guys next time for the next review.